Hey everyone, Jeff here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out a new character in Nordic Ashes before it releases in just a few hours from when this video comes out at 1 p.m. Eastern time. The new character is called On. The devs sent me access to the beta so I could check it out for you guys. And what I'm going to do is go over her 4 relics. You can start with one of 2 of them. And I've unlocked all of their upgrades, so we're going to double ascend each of them, show you what they look like, and show you her ultimate rather than do a full run today. So this character, what makes her different is 1, she's a banshee, which is pretty cool, but 2, she only has 1 heart, and you can't seem to get more hearts, which is kind of rough. You do get to pass through obstacles because she is a banshee, which is like a ghost, and you can abuse revives with her. So that's something you might want to think about doing. Anyways, before I get into the run, if you like the video, don't forget to do the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. Also, I'm going to put a link in the description down below. The devs have like a crowdfunded thing for their Noki plushie, and it is adorable. I'll put a picture up on the screen. If you want to check that out, I think it's like $30 US, and that's a good way to support the devs. This game is pretty cheap, and they've been supporting it for quite a while now. It's been almost 2 years since it came out, I believe. But anyway, let's check out the first ability, Phantom Claws. I lied. The first thing we're going to do is look at her skill tree. So we have our 2 starting abilities up here. You can have one or the other. You have 1 ability on this side of the tree, 1 ability on that side of the tree. We have the Ghostly Fire, Tornado Staff. You have an ult called Soul Buster, which is pretty cool. It absorbs the souls of enemies, and then you can shoot them in all directions, up to 50 of them, at least at level 1. She has cooldown reduction. She has a secret potion thing here, which is super cool. Instead of healing, potions grant permanent random stats. You can either get a revive over here or a chance to revive, or a chance to get your revive back when you revive. It also adds a revive. This one makes it so you nuke everything on the screen when you revive. And then on this side, we have a chance to fear enemies and 15% chance to duplicate the stats you get from chest runes or your constellation, which I think is absolutely absurd. But anyways, first we're checking out Phantom Claws. So first ascension is Clawbones, and you'll find that all of her abilities have something like this at the start. When killing an enemy, has a 10% chance of adding 0.5% permanent damage to it, and throws the claws forward, claw shooting. So we're going to take both, and I'm going to upgrade it a little bit so you guys can see what we're actually dealing with here. To give it all the points, it's level 7, is fine. So yeah, it's kind of like shooting little wind blades. Now it's also, I'm gonna wait for it to trigger here. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I picked an easy difficulty so I don't have to worry about accidentally like running into enemies, but I'm realizing that means less enemies. There it is. It'll show when you get a damage up. So the more enemies there are, this thing can scale. So she's really good at focusing on one ability primarily. Now this ability does scale with projectiles, so that's something to keep in mind. It also has pretty good crit. It kind of acts like Ragnar's sword attack, except you throw it. It's pretty cool. But anyways, let's look at the next ability. We're gonna look at the Screeching Flute. This one's one of my favorites. All right, so next up we have the Screeching Flute, which is literally just a Banshee's Well, which is very cool in my opinion. And we're also going to get Super Screech. Every 3.33 seconds, the flute sounds with a super screeching noise that deals damage. It also scales with area on killing instead of scaling with damage, so that's kind of interesting. We're gonna just pump some points into it here so that it, you know, actually does damage. And we'll walk out here and watch it happen. Now you can get the area pretty large if you spend some time with it. And then it has this AoE type of effect that's pretty strong. So like those 2 effects together are kind of sweet. This is the one I'd lean towards as like my early favorite, but I haven't spent enough time with the character as I just got access to it to really tell you my personal pick. But after that, I think I'm going to look at the Ghostly Fire for y'all next. All right, so I've put some points into Ghostly Fire, worked down the tree. You see it's that green fire that's popping up all around the ground at random enemies. It auto-targets them, which is pretty nice, and it lingers around for a little bit. But we can also ascend it to have a 5% chance when it kills something to have 1% permanent duration, or create a wall of fire. I mean, obviously you would want both, but we're taking the wall of fire for this purpose. So this character literally has Wall of Fire. If you're a big D2 fan, like the Sorceress, or Diablo 3 or Diablo 4, I guess. Wall of Fire is kind of a classic ARPG skill, and this is literally it. And you can scale up its duration, so you could put the entire world to flames. I can also see something where you like just have the entire screen filled with nothing but flames, and I think that'd be pretty, not only easy to do, but also pretty powerful. So Wall of Fire, big winner in my book. Next up, the last new skill we have is Tornado Staff, or Relic, I should say. They're definitely relics. All right, so this one shoots basically like little ice tornadoes, which is pretty useful. It's very random in nature, definitely. When you upgrade it, though, ascend it, my apologies. When you ascend it, you have a 5% chance of dealing one or adding one projectile speed permanently to it, which is kind of crazy. And then increase its speed by 10% each time it kills an enemy up to a max of 50%. So I actually got 2 Ascension Crystals that time when I restarted. And we'll go ahead and put points into it. It scales with projectiles, so you can get more. So we're going to run around with this one for a little bit and just let them go. This is one of those that I think will scale really hard later because of the fact that they're, you know, the second Ascension is going to greatly benefit from them being out longer. So you're going to need more duration with this one. It's going to take a little bit more work to be great, but I'm also not convinced that it won't be super useful. How it will compare to the other things, I'm not really sure, but it does have a frost effect, so that's not, it's certainly not nothing. And then let's take a look at our ult here. So we have Soul Buster, which after dying, enemies have a 5% chance to release their soul. You'll absorb up to maximum 50. After you activate it, you'll fire souls in all directions. The damage scales on this. A lot of other things scale it too. But what we're going to do is we're going to kill things for a little bit. So watch their souls come inside of us. That sounds a little weird, but it is what it is, you know. All right, I've got about 10 souls now. So let's see. Let's press that R button for the ult, and it's going to have the effect, and it's going to shoot out in all directions. Now, on higher difficulties with more enemies and whatnot, that's going to get better as you go. Of course, not my favorite of the ultimates, but it's cool thematically. But anyways, this is Un. She's really cool. If you're looking for that one-hit type of character, this is the one for you for that challenge mode. But also her abilities should go into the pool for the missing character who has all random stuff, and that's what I'm really looking forward to because he's my favorite to play in this game. Anyways, that's it for Un. She's a pretty cool Banshee character. I hope you guys like this video and this new way of doing stuff. I'm not gonna do this for all videos in the future, but just let me know if you like this in the comments, or if you want to see full runs, or just both, or just however. I like feedback. It helps the channel. I'm trying to expand my horizons a little bit. I appreciate you all watching, and hope you guys enjoy this game as much as I do. Go check it out on Steam. There's a link in the description below. Anyways, I'll see y'all later. Have a great day. Jeff out. Bye.